Kwesko family, this is not a tearful event.
I know.
This is going to be a joyful day. We're here to celebrate Marty's life. I know with speaking with Karen that it was important to Marty that we have a party. So this may not be a full-blown party, but in this celebration, it's going to be a joyful event. You know, here in Ocean City, we're more than just Marine Corps League, American Legion, VFW, BVA. We're really a family of veterans. And as Marty's paymaster for the last 3 years, and under his leadership, he made that point more than just once. When it came time to volunteer for an event, he was the first one in line. He never missed one in the 3 years that I knew him. He was a friend, he was a leader. He used to refer to me as his wingman. I never imagined that he'd be the guy wearing the wings right now. But,
This table here is set and reserved for Marty. The plate is empty, but it's full of life.
Of course not.
Not yet. Not yet. It's full of life. And the life that I'm talking about is life with his family, with the Corps, with the Legion, with the DAV, with the community itself. Because Marty was a big person who always wanted to get involved with different things. And now his wingman has taken over. The glass, which is empty right now, but is actually going to be full because this was Marty's favorite drink. I think I poured it right. I'm a whiskey man. I don't. But the glass is full. It's full of life. The full of life that he has had with his family, with his grandchildren, with all of us here. And I can't say enough about that. He loved his family and he loved the Corps. Marty was a great man, and this is what the table symbolizes. That plate is full of life, and wherever Marty's at, I'll hand up the other 29 cans of beer for you.
Celebration of life today. I want y'all to know that. And I only knew Marty a year and a half, but he embodied and portrayed characteristics, traits that caused me to immediately begin to respect him. And what I did was I went online and pulled up comments that people had written about him. I want to share those with you because the theme of what people thought of him will be prevalent through the reading of these excerpts. And then in the end, I'm going to read a little poem that was written. And it was written by a fellow by the name of Robert Longley. And I think as I read it and finish reading it, you'll understand why I selected to be read. First, the remarks that were made were voluminous. I had never gone online, and I've done that a lot of times, to look at remarks made about various people, only to learn that they just were numerous about Marty. I extracted excerpts from 14 of them and share them with you now. He was a kind and gentle man who gave his best. Pleasure to work with him. Fortunate to have him as a neighbor for almost 20 years. Nicest person we have ever known, and was always ready to pitch in no matter the cause, be it homeowners association or just help someone out. He was gentle and kind person who cared for others, a loving, devoted husband and father. Thankful to know Marty and his commitment to community service should serve as an example for all of us to follow. He's a true friend. He touched so many lives in the very best way. It was a blessing to know him and to have him as a friend. He embodied all the traits that truly demonstrated that he was exceptional. Blessed to have his presence shared on our special day, a memory that we will forever cherish. He was a very positive example on us, always friendly, encouraging, and led by example. Seeking opinions and carefully listening to others as a part of extraordinary leadership traits that he had. One of the few who truly put others first. Thank you for serving our country in the military to protect our freedom. Miss him for all he did as Commandant of the 1st State Detachment Marine Corps League. You made impact on the Marine Corps League, 1st State Detachment, and its members. An exceptional person, friend, an honorable Marine, a leader, and an inspiration. You said that you did not like being in the limelight. You became Commandant of the Marine Corps League Detachment and did an outstanding job. You were deeply respected as a Marine and looked up to for your unwavering sacrifice made in Vietnam for our country. As I've shared these remarks and comments I took excerpts from, began to realize that Marty is truly a giant amongst men and women. There are movies, TV shows, books been written about men and women that demonstrated the qualities, the leadership traits, characteristics that Marty so easily demonstrated. He never failed to express his gratitude and always thanked us for his prayer, for our prayers. This is a poem by Robert Longley. When I finish reading this, it will include my remarks. It's called A Hero's Welcome. Time to come home, dear brother. Your tour of duty is through. You've given as much as anyone could be expected to do. Just a few steps further, the smoke will start to clear. Others here will guide you. You have no need of fear. You have not failed your brothers. You clearly gave it all. And through your selfless actions, others will hear the call. So take your place of honor among those who have gone before, and know that you will be remembered for now and evermore. God bless the reading.
So Karen, if you and Nicole would come.
Okay.
You know, one of the things that I was really looking forward to this year as Commandant was to be able to name a Marine of the Year. This year it's going to be Marty.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Gavin, you come up here, bud.
Thank you, Grandpa. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Marty's looking
Karen,
down.
it's our honor.
He's looking down and he's saying, not me. Thank you so very much. Thank you. The bottom of my heart. Hoorah!
Where's Del Piano? We're gonna do the Marine Corps hymn.
Yes.
Do we know this song or what?
Yes, do it. Come on, Dad. Do it.
Okay, here we go. All stand. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marines.
It was truly an honor to meet Marty, and in Bob's company, he introduced me to Marty, and I became an associate member of the Marine Corps League. And little did I know what a journey I was going to go on. Marty, in my mind and in my eyes, is someone that is selfless, okay? But one thing I want to say is I think the Marine Corps League gave as much to Marty as Marty gave to the Marine Corps League. So let's have a big round of applause for everybody here that goes and loves to Marty. But in a bigger way, Marty was always there for his country. He was always there for his family. He was always there for his Marine Corps League, and he was always there for his community. And it didn't matter how small the task or how big the task, Marty would step up and take it on. He never complained, and he led with quiet confidence. But one thing I know for sure is Marty was selfless, not selfish. He gave of himself and put himself behind the rest. And he lifted us all up by knowing Marty. His love, his passion, his energy will live on in all of us for the rest of our lives. So if we can do one thing, is carry Marty with us inside of our hearts and inside of our souls, and continue to live like Marty would want us to live, helping others, giving back to our community, and being selfless. In today's world, that's a true honor, and I was truly honored to know Marty Kwesko and be a big, big fan of him today and forever. We love you, Marty. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna go next. Get myself out of the way. There's so many stories with Marty and our guys. He was just a generous person, just like Don said, a gentle person. Never seen him mad at anyone, never. Never seen him get upset. He was just a cool, calm, collected guy. Two things that pop out in my mind. One is Marty was wounded in Vietnam, 3 different occasions. His one wound was 3 rounds of enemy machine gun fire in his leg. 3 rounds of enemy machine gun fire. And his leg survived. And all through, up to the end, Marty would get out in the morning, 5 o'clock, and walk a mile, an hour and a half to keep his leg moving. Never, he just did it. He just did it every day. It could be raining, Marty be out there doing this. The other story I just pops right off my mind was when the COVID was on real thick and heavy. They opened up the American Legion under certain conditions. They needed to have people at the door to take temperatures and also wipe tables down, make sure they wipe their hands, come in and have a beer or whatever. Marty volunteered every single time he could. Him and I worked the front door, I don't know, 20 different occasions. The thing too is Marty's mom was dying in Florida at this time, and she went to hospice. And Marty was telling me as we were serving out there working the door, my mom's in hospice and I can't get to Florida. You can't go into Florida right now, it's closed off. And he's telling me this while we're wiping tables down. I said, my goodness, I'd be trying to, that's the kind of guy he was. He's surely missed. I loved the guy. I had so many good times with him. Another thing, I don't want to take anybody's ginger away from him. But if Marty's in here and you're coming through the door, Marty's right at the bar and got your beer. Everybody in here will tell you that. So I miss him. There's a part of my heart that's missing. And every time I see Karen with that look that she has on, I feel like tearing up. So, like I said, so many good times with Marty. I could spend an hour and a half here, but I won't. So I'm going to pass it on to someone else who wants to come up here and say a few words.
Good job, Dave.
Good afternoon. My name is Samuel Rich, and I had a pleasure of being a paymaster for my dear Commandant Marty. I worked with him for almost 4 years. Coming from a different country, different culture, and different navy, he embraced me with open heart and treated me as a fellow Marine. And I was very grateful for being his paymaster. I will miss him. My sincere, heartfelt condolences to First State Detachment and Marty's family. Thank you very much.
Commandant is, according to the bylaws, just 1 year, but most of the time, according to protocol, it's usually 2 years. Well, I did my 2 years. In my second year, I started grooming Marty, and Marty kept saying, "I am a grunt. I belong in a foxhole. I'm not a leader." I said, "Oh, yes, you are." I said, "I'm not going 3 years." So it turned out that he took over in after my third year. He took over as commandant, and he hated this so much that he went 3 years also. And believe me, he raised the bar. He took our first state detachment and position of commandant to a different level. And I don't know anybody who has volunteered more. If we check the books, I'm sure his name has more volunteerism in there than anybody in this detachment. Anytime you asked him to do something, he was there. And secondly, just one more thing. As Dave said, if you came here, before I even closed the door coming in the front door, he had a bourbon and ginger ready for me at the bar. So I'm going to miss that. Not that bar, no bourbon and ginger. Marty, we love you. We'll always remember you. Thank you.
Stan Sagan, everybody knows me by sight. Marty was one of the nicest guys that anybody could ever meet. He made everyone around him feel comfortable, and that like he knew him forever. And if you just met Marty, you felt at ease and you wanted to be around him. He was a good person and good people to be with. His wife Karen is the same way. Them two, I think they made a lovely couple. They were both, generous and loving people, and they cared for people, and you don't find that in today's world. Marty and I, we served on the Worcester County Water and Sewer Board together. And when we have our meetings, we always sat side by side from one another, and we always had a good time. Now with the future meetings, when they come up, and I'm gonna sit there, I'm sure gonna miss him because he was a great person to be with. And just can't say enough about him, He'll be missed by all, and he's up there looking down, saying thank you.
You guys, all these Marines liked Marty because Marty had him a drink when he came in the front door. So, but no, seriously, Marty was one of the nicest gentlemen and one of the nicest guys that I've known here. And I've been commander here now for 7 years. And I think the Marine Corps came down here to have their meetings about 7 years ago. And from that point on, I want to say not when Frank was commandant, because he didn't do anything. He was probably training Marty, because when Marty took over, I'll tell you, we had the best volunteer crew that we've ever had. I can make a phone call to Marty or to Bob, and I'll tell you, they would be at the side door unloading. They unloaded the tractor and trailers. They put our furniture together, and I mean, it was just fantastic. Whenever we needed a couple guys to clean the tables after an event, call Bob, he was here, Marine Corps League. I'll tell you, I've never seen Bob. I've never seen Marty.
He can't get it straight.
I ain't even had a drink. I haven't drank since April 18th. I'll tell you what, it's really nice to see Marty here, because whenever you saw Marty, you saw Karen. And they've always sat together. They were the nicest couple that sat in the game room that we've had here. And it's really a pleasure. Marty, I'm going to miss you here too, but Bob, you must be next, buddy.
Have to run their doctor's appointment.
You know, it was an honor to serve as Marty's paymaster. You know, we collaborated almost daily on the things that we did. And we never had a disagreeable word. I don't think I ever saw Marty, in the 5 years I've known him, lose his temper. I never saw him lose his temper. He was always even about the decisions that he made, and I believe he made pretty good ones. You know, we doubled the size of our membership over the last 4 years. Marty took over from Frank. Things really started to happen.
That's true. Poor Frank.
You gotta remember, Frank chases a lot of women too.
Well, he gets sidetracked. Yep.
And all I was left with was grief. Grief is the emptiness of our loss. It is the surf beating against the shore. It is the relentless. It is relentless. We fight to somehow find and to accept and find a way for our loss, because there's nowhere for that love in our body to go. And now we have this loss that's so great. Grief is a struggle that we cannot forget. It's our faith, it's our courage, it's our strength. And Karen, I pray that you have the will to continue whenever grief beats against your soul. Karen, do not allow yourself to become completely crushed by this constant beating against you of this grief. Remember the legacy that Marty left you. His free and loving heart. He gave so much to each of us. His wonderful laugh. His strength to overcome his adversities. His integrity. His ability to motivate. His dedication and his leadership. Marty has inspired lasting memories in each of us. And we will always remember Marty. Always remember how much he absolutely loved you. And he would always want you to go on. Remember, you still have many gifts to give. And as you return to the serenity of your place, your haven that you and Marty made here at the shore, find comfort in how happy you and Marty were here. How much Marty enjoyed the shore. Although you may feel weighted down with the troubles and burdens at this time, allow your home that you and Marty made here to be your sanctuary.
But he was able, because of every member of the First State Detachment who made him feel safe and welcomed him home from Vietnam. So I love every one of you. You may not know me even for a minute. And Pinto, you said you didn't know him long. But let me tell you, he knew you. He knew every one of you, and he spoke of every one of you. In his last days on earth, he worried about the First State Detachment. He said, Karen, my guys gotta be okay. I said, don't worry, they'll be okay. So from the bottom of my heart, I thank you, First State Detachment, Marine Corps League, all the members, the American Legion, everyone. Thank you for making my Marty come home.